It's back. It's finally
out my
back.
hair.
This car, of course, has been down to the paint shop, and I dropped it there, and I actually lost that first bit of footage when I actually drove this there with the front bumper hung on, the wing hung on there, and of course none of it was in colour. It is now back from paint. The wheel arch is in the back. But as soon as this was done at the paint shop, all right, have you fitted that front number plate?
No.
As soon as a paint shop must have done it, as soon as this was ready at the paint shop, I then drove this round to Josh's, where he showed us how to hotwire this car so that I could drive it, but it would not start.
No.
But of course you've had a couple of days on it, Josh, and now what happens?
The
The battery's dead, but
no, there we are.
of course it is now on
Running.
the button.
Yeah.
You give the person 10 out of 10 who fitted this little device on
So have you got hammer?
It's terrible, isn't it? But
Yeah.
so do you want to explain what that is and where you found it?
Well, it was in the front fuse box, hidden away. Good job done, but we're not 100% sure if it's like an actual immobiliser or one of these tracker immobilisers.
I think it's the same as what's on my Lamborghini.
Yeah,
And when
like they've got a SIM card in it.
When you get in it, you've got to have a Bluetooth card on you,
That's it.
or the car won't start.
Yeah, because this has got, there was a chip, because I was trying to work it out. There's a chip on here, there is a Bluetooth chip somewhere. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and a SIM card.
So that was stopping this car
starting.
from starting up.
But
that's your little receiver for your Bluetooth, I reckon, didn't you? That's what it's got to connect to.
Either that or a relay or something, yeah. But yeah, no, it was fitted well, I have to give it to them.
It was hidden under the fuse box,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
but it was, the way they'd done the wiring, they'd done a good job. So.
Josh, I know, sorry to interrupt, I know you've done a bit of video on this. Are you going to put a full-length video out on your channel?
Yeah, I will do.
So I'll link Josh's channel. It's JR Vehicle Services, isn't it? It's called. I'll link that anyway. We'll probably put this out, and then Josh will put out a full-length video. That may even be out before ours, but you may have already seen it. Anyway, it's now running perfect. We're going to pull it in. It does need a new battery, unfortunately. It's hit and miss. So we've got all the parts. We're going to pull this in and get it back together. But while Josh is here, you are going to try and save us, because that is absolutely torturing us, that tailgate.
I bought the BM tool, so we'll give it a go.
Josh, can you give me a little bit of your footage to include of like how you found that and when you did find it? Right, let's get it in the workshop and finish it off.
So what I've managed to ascertain is that the car, when it throws that fault code that we've been trying to fight, it stops controlling that relay. It knows there's a fault and it stops controlling it. It just doesn't make any sense. I know that the Ghost can sometimes force those sort of codes on the car. I've seen it before. We do a lot of Land Rovers, a lot of them are fitted with Ghosts, and I've seen it, but it doesn't make sense what it's doing now. And also, when I put earth to that relay now, it's not clicking or lighting the light up, which it was a minute ago, and it is doing my brain in. So I think what I'm going to do next, I'm going to take a wire and jump it. So what I'm going to do is that bit of wire that I've put in, I'm going to just use this jumping piece to, this jump wire, just to pop in here and literally just wrap that around there, and then let's turn it on and see what happens, I guess. That is so... It can't be a broken wire. We've checked the wire. Okay. I've already had a quick look underneath here. We'll have to just pull this apart, and I'll have to unpick the loom. There must be... I haven't got an answer for that. There's a continuity test between that wire and that wire. So why does it now work when I jump that, unless there's another splice in it that is somehow backfeed? But that doesn't make any sense. I've literally just jumped it. We've just checked that light. There's got to be something going on. I think we're on the right track, so I'm gonna have to just turn this upside down. I'll pull the fuse box right out, and I will I've just seen something. Why can't I see that on camera? Can you? There's immobiliser on it. Look at the flashing light. I couldn't see that the other day. This cover's come off. Oh my goodness! All this ag for this. So it's not a ghost, but whoever said this has got an immobiliser on it, you were quite right. It doesn't say what immobiliser that is. There's the backup battery, I think. So, right, well, I can't believe that. So when this is off, for some reason it's allowing power through. But that's the only thing that makes sense, it's being controlled elsewhere. So when the ignition's off, it's allowing power through. When the ignition comes on, it's cutting power. I never knew that would work like that. Right, I'll get this box out. I'll get this box out properly, and we'll cut back in when I've pulled it apart. I think I can ring him now and give him the good news, because I think he's been panicking about this car, I'm not going to lie. So
Nice to finally see this car back at the workshop. We dropped this to the paint shop in January. They had it for quite a while, then we dropped it off to Josh, and of course he'd done it as a bit of an hospital job in between he's running a business, so thank you, Josh. Front bumper off, just a couple of bolts holding that on, then I'll bring in all of the new parts and of course the old bumper and the old wing, because we need quite a lot of stuff off of them. We left all of the stuff in the original front bumper. It is nice to be getting back on this car, because
it is, but it's a bit of head scratching because it's a while ago.
It is.
And yeah, I don't know about you, but I've forgotten a lot. I've had a sleep since we took it.
Yeah, me too. But it's all these parts, Chris. Look at the size of them. The bumpers are huge, and they're just. We had that in the container. We got the wing in the container. I mean, that is the only parts that are in there, and this. Most of this, of course, is all covered up with huge plastic parts, isn't it? But just going over, of course, we've got all of the new parts, and we've had to order them from the dealer. So we've got that nice new grille, complete wiring loom, which shocked us.
It was.
How cheap it was.
It was, yeah.
You just wouldn't want to try and save it.
Well, we had part of it missing as well.
We
didn't
did,
we?
yeah.
So it would have been trying to find a plug that matched, and
There was-
it's just a no-brainer, really.
Just going back, I remember in the other loom, there was almost like fibre optic cables in there. Do you remember?
Well, it had also been yanked, hadn't it?
Yeah.
And split apart. So
Wing bracket there as well.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got wheel arch liner. We've got all of the parts for it. And down there on the floor, that's going to have to go in. And I will definitely put a little, the code up on screen. So huge thank you to...
Tainar.
You've said it right, because I always get it wrong. Tainar Batteries. I rung them up, literally placed the order, and it arrived the very next day.
It's always the next day.
It is always the next day. They've got everything available. They're already really reasonable on their price.
Competitively priced.
And now there's a little code up on screen if you do want a little bit of a discount. And it's this time of the year where you know if your battery's toast or not, because you go out and your car won't start.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to start getting all this
I guess we
fitted
better
back
go
up.
out to the container and bring everything we've got in.
Yeah.
And kind of refresh our memory and place everything out, because we got a new wheel arch liner somewhere, haven't we?
We have, I've put it down now.
Oh, we've got that there. Yeah.
I'll be honest, Chris, I've bought most of it in last night.
Oh, okay.
The only thing outside is the wing.
Is it right?
Yeah, so I just want to get the battery on, move the car back so that we've got more space around it.
Well, while you do that, then I'll get that wing in and get that badge off.
Yeah, all right, mate.
And then measure off the other one, or measure off of that one rather, and get that on. Yeah.
It all clips in behind it, but the GT one, yeah.
Yeah.
All right then, mate, let's do it. So building up this new front bumper, we had the old grille in there. We put that in there to keep it in shape. So we made quick work of getting that undone, load of Phillips screws, and then in with that nice new grille, in with the original Maserati grille. Then you've got the two side grills, two spotlights, and all of the PDCs, parking sensors. In with that nice new loom, and that is the front bumper built up and done. It was lovely and easy to work on,
Nice,
mate, wasn't it? Very nice.
Yeah.
Got a couple of little marks on it, but they'll wipe off. But all of our original stuff from this side as well, which is unbelievable. The fog light, the bezel, the grille, it missed it all. That's the new grille. Oh, that parking sensor's not quite home in there. Can you see that?
Yeah, that one.
We'll do that in a minute.
Yeah.
But the radar is all gone back in. That new loom all laid in there. Yeah, that'd be lovely, Chris. You can see it all clipped in and all went back in there really, really nicely.
Yep.
So the new battery's fitted as well. That's in there. It's got full power now. I think we're ready to stick that front bumper on. Chris did just have to fit all new riv nuts in the wing because it didn't come with them. Oh, and I see you've put the Maserati thing in there as well.
Yeah.
So we'll worry about that after. We've got to get these clips out and start building it up. But for now, let's get that front bumper fitted on the car. Done. So time to put the face back on this car, finally. And there it is. Look at the difference with just that bumper pushed on there. So there's a load of little Torx underneath. There's quite a few along the top. And then you've got the ones on each side of the wing. So on each side of the bumper that bolt into the wing. All very, very nice to work on and straightforward. And then, of course, you've got lots and lots of other panels that have got to go on after underneath the bonnet. But that's everything on there. Front bumper all bolted up. It's time to move on with the next stage. So when we bought this one, we checked it out, of course, using Car Vertical just to see if there was anything extra apart from the damage. So was there still a finance marker on it? Was there any kind of mileage inputs? Has it ever been serviced? Because it was so new, we just didn't know anything about it. And of course, with the Car Vertical report, you get everything you need in one place. So odometer is all good. Financial and legal all looks good. Damage there needs attention, and as we would expect on a car like this, it is ownership, and it is one owner found from new. Theft, absolutely no issues found there, and just scrolling further through the check, last known mileage 10 miles, 1 mileage record found, and that would have been the PDI or the delivery mileage on this car. There is literally nothing to input on here whatsoever. So beware, this vehicle was damaged. The vehicle was marked as an insurance write-off. Again, very, very questionable. This one is actually a category S on the 8th 2024, repairable structural damage. I'd like to know where the structural damage was on this car because it is absolutely perfect. Average market price for this vehicle currently is £67,800. The cheapest one currently for sale is 64, average 67, and the highest is 73. And of course, you can scroll through the Car Vertical check, so you got your timeline on there as well. I've pretty much scrolled through the whole lot. Car Vertical is your must-do one-stop shop when you're purchasing either a used vehicle, just so that you can find out if there is any hidden history that the seller's not telling you. To benefit from a nice little discount off your check, use the code that's been displayed up on screen throughout this check, or hit the link in the description where that code is automatically applied. So this is the bit I was on about in the previous time lapse. You've got like a black trim that completely covers the front of this car, and in a moment you'll see me pull it forward and then start putting all of the star drives in it. There it goes, all the way around the outside, and then you've got 2 infill panels that go up in the inside of the wings, and it hides everything. All you can see under the bonnet now is the engine. Everything else has gone under them covers, but it looks amazing. Now we are moving on very, very nicely outside, and it's, apart from the wheel arches on the outside, we can then get it up in the air, but the power steering's still not working after fitting that new battery. And also, of course, we've had the front radar unplugged, the front camera's been unplugged, all of the PDCs, and there's actually 2 looms down there. So I'm just doing a very basic health check, so just going through it, and you can see there's lots and lots of faults. Now, from previous memory, we couldn't actually get right into this car because of the gateway module, but I do believe at some point it allowed us to clear just a few things down. So I'm just going to do it, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, do a clear on it, and quite a lot of it goes away. The main one is the power steering, because if this doesn't work, I need to just drive it over to Josh after it's all back together and get him to do it. Quite a lot of the rear blind spot and all that sort of stuff, I think that's going to be related as well to the front camera, because that is unplugged and missing, and already I can see there's a lot of faults here. Let's take a look. Traction control 2, electric stability control 5, we got occupancy restraint controller 1, integrated panel cluster 4, door module rear left, door module rear right, air suspension control module 4, all-wheel drive 1. I mean, should I read them all out? Body control module, centre vision. There is loads and loads there. Parktronic 11. That's all the sensors. Let's do a quick erase and see if it does it. Oh, it looks like it's actually clearing them, which is nice. I just think if any of the codes come back, we can't go in and do like a full diagnostic on that because we haven't got authorization with that gateway module computer. Me and Chris have been talking about it, and that's something that we have got to have in the very near future, because it seems like all of these cars now, you're going to need gateway module access, and I think you've just got to pay a bit of a subscription, but it is just going through them slowly. It says it's erasing them, but let's see how many of them come back. We're nearly there with it. $11 faults. I wonder how many of them have gone, because that whole front bumper's been unplugged for such a long time. Yeah, so we've still got quite a few of them have actually come back. But again, it's stuff that we're not going to be able to do without access. So let's turn the ignition off. Key battery low, let's start it. We got power steering. So we've got a spanner light up there, and the steering light is red. That's, I think Josh had angle sensor, and he couldn't reset it because, it's gone out now. The steering angle sensor did reset now. It's got a good battery on it, so. Front fogs, Chris just told me to check while I'm here. Let's have a look where they are. Probably be a good idea to actually find the switch first. Maybe you just pull it out. Right, you're saying they're working, so sorry, we've got no mics on, guys. Right, I guess. 1 second. Is there anything in front of me? They're working. I think we're going to be all right with this car now. Let's get it up on the ramp, get all the wheel arch liners put back in it, and hopefully get it out on the road for a proper drive. But that's so nice to see and nice to have steering. So as promised, Chris did say he would include the little Fiat 500 at some point in one of our videos. So he's got the bumper there, he's painted that because it was red. I've picked up the tailgate and the back bumper from the paint shop, and he's going to fit them up. I've made a call to Liam, and Liam's going to come out and glue that window in because of course he wants to get this one finished. So that's the tailgate pretty much all built up. He did say that he put the button in out the other one and it started working, so there was no issue with a wiring loom. Time to put the back bumper on, and it's that car completely finished. I don't think you'll ever change me, but I just get too excited all the time when it comes to the end of a build. And I have actually, well, not deliberately, but we are actually missing a couple of little clips for a wheel arch. And there's always been an issue with the tailgate on this car. I've got the key here, Chris, somewhere.
Oh, right, shut
Since
it
the
down.
day we got it, we've noticed that there is an issue, and that is that not going to shut? Oh, there we go. Right, when this tailgate shuts, so it latches, then soft closes, but that looks awful. I mean, up there, on the Evoques in particular, these do drop quite a lot. It's quite a common problem with them. And it's half to do with these electric rams. They're quite powerful. But that there is, I mean, look at the size of that.
It wants to go down.
And then down there you can see.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what's caused that. Has somebody put something in the boot of this and shut it down on it?
You just don't know, but we'll adjust it and see, shall we?
So it's all working fine.
Yeah. So it looks like it's in 2 little 10 mils.
Let's get that. All this is put back now. Now it's got a proper battery on it.
So,
What, in there?
yeah, it looks like it.
What, and then just move the catch down slightly?
There is a little access panel there, mate.
Inspection, yeah.
Yeah. No, it don't go all the way down.
Oh, does it not?
No, it's only there. I'll just get a little pick on it.
Oh, yeah, I was sticking my fingers behind it to try and push it out, but I guess you've got to be quite strong because it's Gonna have little tabs on the back of it.
Yeah.
Have you noticed as well on all these cars, you know, like these little trims that are designed to come out so you can get to things,
Yeah.
that there's no slot in them anymore to remove
No.
like the stuff out of the way, which is crazy, isn't it?
think
Anyway, we'll let Chris have a play around with that and adjust it, and then we'll keep trying it until we get it about right. But 2023 car, you wouldn't expect that to...
No.
That weren't tight though, was it? Like, weren't over tight.
See if it's got much. Ooh,
Oh,
got
that one a lot.
loads of
Yeah.
adjustment in it, mate.
Do you know what we might have to do? Take the boot carpet out and get inside it.
Yeah.
And get it lined up, and then I'll nip them up from the
Although,
inside.
whether you can hold it, I suppose I'd have to push some weight on the tailgate.
Yeah.
And you nip it up. I mean, just for...
Thing is, Chris, we've got to take this out every time, so
Yeah.
let's just chuck that on top.
Let's try and see if that's made any...
I'm pushing the rock. Do you push and hold it?
Oh no, there it goes.
Chris, that's perfect this side.
So it wants a little bit more because it's still a little bit high this side, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's gone a lot, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well done.
We'll just go a little bit more on that.
Right, we'll leave it there until
Yeah.
we get it bang
Yeah.
on. For one, I'm proper made up with that.
That's a nice car, Rob,
It
isn't it?
is a beautiful car,
Yeah.
mate, isn't it? We have got that wheel arch liner to put in. There is a little bracket down there that's bent, and we could straighten it out, but we're just going to replace it. I've ordered it. It's going to be here in a week's time. Everything's got to come from Italy.
Does
but
need the GT
the G-
badge,
yeah.
but I'm run low of double-sided tape.
I'm glad you said that, Chris, because
Why?
someone was going to tell you
Oh,
that
yeah.
it weren't there.
Well, I was going to do it, wasn't I?
You was, mate.
And I looked for the tape, realised we're quite low on it, and so I thought, well, I'll leave it on the wing because the position's on there, and it don't get lost either.
Nah. Let me try and stand here. Let me try and find a Copart picture of this car in the same position now. It really, really has come up lovely, mate, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And the tailgate, if you look this side, this is all completely flat here. The lights line up perfect, but this does stick up slightly.
Yeah.
But before, you couldn't even see the quarter panel, and you've got it matching that side as well, just by moving the latch. And now it opens and closes.
It's a nice looking car, though, Rob,
It's
isn't it?
beautiful.
Yeah.
Really nice, but looks a mess inside, look.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the next video, we've still got quite a lot to do to this. We've got to do that bracket. We've got to do everything underneath it. It wants a full valet.
It's got to go back to Josh, isn't it, to have
It has, but
get past that gateway.
I'm going to put in this video, because I know me and you wanted to get this done completely in
It
this
would have been
video.
nice, wouldn't it, to get it wrapped up today?
And we did actually have a plan as well, didn't we, to take this to auto align and
Yeah.
have it removed from Cat S. Longer support auto align, so they cannot remove it.
No.
So that's done now. That's a
Yeah.
thing of the past.
Yeah.
It's going to have to stay on a Category S. In the next video, we're going to get this wrapped up, mate.
Yes,
Get all the arch
yes.
liners in it and find it a new owner. But yeah, what an absolute beauty.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
quite tempted, I would be, if I didn't
me
have a
too,
nice car,
be
to
honest.
have it
Me
myself.
too, yeah.
It really
Yeah.
has turned out a lot, but when we do the numbers in the next video, that was a massive investment
Oh
for
yeah,
us. Was
yeah.
that dearer than the M4? I think it was it? Yeah, it was. Quite a bit more than the M4.
Yeah, it is one of the dearest cars we've done, I
Yeah,
think.
definitely. Right.
Yeah, but then it's probably highest retail we've done
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Not that we'll
definitely.
be doing that,
Definitely.
but yeah, all right, mate.
Right, that is going to be the end of today's video. As usual, if you did enjoy it, we'd appreciate that thumbs up. If you're not following us already on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you can follow us there at Salvage Rebuilds. Don't forget, like, subscribe and share. And we'll see you very, very soon in the next one. No joke, Chris.
No joke, Rob.